So I got a question on the Instagram about um, basically it's a good friend of mine, and he basically asked, he wants to get his best body ever, level up, alpha mode in 2021. And so his question was, does it make sense? Does it make more sense to do cardio, wake up early and do cardio and run on the beach and then work out later on? Or does it make more sense to work out in the morning and then run at noon? And so, if you know me, I'm not just going to answer questions just to answer questions, because that's actually not helpful to you. Because what if you found out that running actually doesn't even help you lose fat? What if you found out that running makes you gain fat? I'm just making stuff up. But you're just automatically assuming that running is going to make you lose fat, and then it's actually the most effective way, and it's actually, you know, it even matters in losing fat, right? There's a lot of assumptions there. So my first question is going to be like, because the my first question to his question is, does it make sense in according to what? Like, what do you want? Like, you just asked me a question like, does it make sense to run in the morning and work out later, or work out in the morning and run later? And I'm like, yes. Like, what's the context? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Unless I know. So, see, like, here's the thing. Like, remember the GPS episode? It's like, you didn't tell me where your destination is, right? And you also didn't tell me where you are right now, right? You're trying to go, like, for somebody who is not working out at all, and then you want to run in the morning 5 days a week, or you're going to do, basically, you're going to do double days of workouts 5 days a week. That's a jump from 0 to 5, right? This is why people don't make it. Why not, and this is besides the point, but like, why not go to 1 day, 2 days of one workout per day, right? You went from 0 to 1, and then from 1 to 2, you doubled the amount of working out that you're doing, instead of trying to go from 0 to 5, right? That's a huge jump. But I'm going to make the assumption that the reason he's asking this question, or his destination, his desired destination, is to lose as much fat as possible and look really good. Looking really good can be boiled down to low fat and good muscular development, right? We want to break this down. I always want to break shit down to its basic components. That also comes back to, I think, the last episode, which was about, or 2 episodes ago, which was about first principles thinking, right? In order to look good, you need to have as little body fat as possible and as much muscular development as possible, as necessary. That's what's going to give you the look. So now we have body fat and muscles. So we can break those down. Okay, well, what causes body fat? Body fat is the biggest lever or point of influence on body fat is the amount of food that I eat. So, and I know him, and so I know he has good muscle already. And so, like, even decrease, like, if he did no workouts and he just got the his food in check, guess what? He would achieve, without doing any work, he would achieve all his goals of looking fucking phenomenal. And that's what we want. We don't want to do 1,000 things that we think might get us the goal. We want to use first order or first principles thinking, and um you know, figuring out exactly what we're trying to go, and then breaking it down to do the one or two things that actually make that happen. So then why do you want to run, right? Now it's a different question if somebody's like, oh, I just love running and I want to run. But in that case, they'd probably be running anyway. Like, you don't add running all of a sudden because you love running. If you love running, you're probably running all the time anyway. I don't know many people that love running, but, that's a different episode there. So when you think about it like that, and I already know, like, I can tell you because I've done this for a long time, I've done it myself. I've had plenty of clients do it. You can lose all the fat you want simply by getting your food in check. Okay. So he could achieve his goal just with one small change, and that's figuring out how much he's eating and tracking it and all that. The second part of that equation, decreasing body fat and having good muscular development. Well, okay, we already know he's got good muscle mass, but let's say we want to, we want to add that part too, so we make sure we have the best look possible. Okay, so in order to develop muscle, it's all about making the muscles do work, because a muscle will change if it has to change. Why would it have to change? It would have to change if it's doing work. And that means I need to lift weights in a way that the muscle is doing all the work. A lot of time people do workouts or lift weights and it's just like, well, there's a lot of gravity and there's a lot of momentum happening. And so the muscle isn't really doing much. It's like the muscle is doing some of the moving, but then momentum and gravity is doing some, and then basically the weight kind of is thrown with momentum and then caught on tendons, ligaments, and joints. So not only are you not making the muscle do the most amount of work, so it's not going to change, but you also place tendons, ligaments, and joints at risk because they're catching the weight, right? The biggest example here is the most obvious one that always stands out for me is people who do bench press and they like bounce the bar off their chest. So maybe you pressed the bar, but you didn't press it really with your chest. Your elbows flared, your back arched, so you're kind of pushed up, your shoulders kind of rounded forward, got that bar moving, and then you catch it at the top. And then on the way down, the muscles really don't do anything. Like the bar just drops with gravity, and you kind of resist the bottom and catch it and bounce it off your chest. So your muscles didn't do anything. And so it's coming up again, and maybe an inch or two, once it bounces off, your muscles kind of take over again, and then they do a little bit of work to bring it back to the top. So the second part of that is like, yeah, you can working out in the morning or working out in the evening doesn't even matter. It's irrelevant because if you're not working out correctly, providing the right stimulus to the muscles, they're not going to change anyway. So the timing is irrelevant. You know, the timing should be dependent on what's most convenient for you, right? Because if it's convenient and practical, you'll do it. But if you're trying to force yourself into just random, like maybe working out in the morning works for me because that's my schedule. And I tell you, oh yeah, you should work out in the morning and then run later. And maybe that's not a practical schedule for him. And he changes everything around to work out in the morning and it's not practical. It's super difficult for him. And also, it didn't even account for, okay, well, what do I really need to do? I need to increase tension in the muscle by making it do work. And I didn't even address that. So you answered all these questions, but you didn't give results. So that's why the way that I think about things is I want to get to the heart of the matter. I want to simplify until I get to the thing that actually will cause change. And I want to remove everything else. And I only want to do that. Which is why I can eat whatever the hell I want because I know what's at play here, what works, what doesn't, and I only do those things. And I don't work out very hard. Like, I haven't worked out very much at all, although I wanted to. I just haven't. Lots of things have been happening for almost a month. I did a few little things. I played basketball uh, many times, but I didn't work out. I look fine. I look better than 99%. I look leaner than 99% of people, probably more. Because I understand what actually causes fat loss and what keeps fat low. because I tracked my calories the whole time, right? So, anyways, hopefully that's helpful. Like as always, remember if there's anything that resonated or stood out or made sense to you, tag me with your biggest takeaway on Instagram at rambier.sangera. And if you have a question, send it to me there, and I go through those and answer people's questions on here so it can be of help to more people. All right. I will see you later.